Hello current and prospective investors, welcome to Solomon Stock Brokers Limited. Today we'll be taking a look into equities. So, what's a share? In simple terms, a share is a unit of capital. Company, like other business, need capital to carry out its operation. Normally, the company usually divides the capital into several parts and invites potential investors to invest in the company by buying these parts. In the end, the company gets the money from the investors to be used as capital, and the investors remain with the unit, which is commonly known as shares. Who should invest in shares? There's a myth that only wealthy individuals are the ones investing in shares, but that's not true. Anyone with surplus income can invest in shares. The participation is not limited to individuals only, but also to institutions, companies, and registered groups can also buy shares. Once an investor purchases shares, he or she will enjoy some rights, like, for example, attending annual general meeting, whereby this provides a forum for the management to present to shareholders the yearly performance of a company. Selection of board members and other resolutions can also be conducted in the annual general meeting. Attending a shareholder can also attend extraordinary general meeting, whereby in this extraordinary general meeting they'll be passing special resolutions like a company's change of articles of association, change of company's name, and alike. A shareholder will also have a right to vote, whereby you can vote for the selection of board members, vote for the selection of external auditors, and the most common voting system is one share represents one vote, so an investor with more shares will have more votes. An investor will also enjoy preemptive right, whereby this is the right to maintain ownership of the company by buying proportionate number of shares for any future issue of security. For example, a company has 10,000 shares and an investor holds 3,000 shares out of the 10,000 shares. This means that investor A holds 30% of the company. In case a company issues more 10,000 shares, investor A will be given a priority to buy 3,000 shares so as to retain the 30% ownership. Share ownership also comes with benefit, such as dividends. The main objective of any business is to make a profit. Once a particular company has made a profit, it might distribute some of its profit to shareholders depending on its dividend policy. Banking sector usually pays dividend once per year. CRDB, NMB, DCB example of such banks that have been paying out dividend consistently. In communication industry, Vodacom is the only listed company. It has paid out dividends twice since its listing. Other companies with good dividend records are DSC, TBL, Swissport, and TPCC, Twiga Cement. Other benefit an investor might enjoy is capital gain, whereby capital gain is the positive difference between the initial investment and the current worth of your investment. For example, the IPO price was 410 per shares. Currently, its shares trade at 14,500. So an investor who bought shares during the initial public offer has a capital gain of 14,090 shillings per shares. Collateral item. Share can also be pledged as collateral item by an investor. In this scenario, an investor can benefit from the returns of a particular stock while using the funds obtained from the loan for another purpose. Like any other activities, their shares has also risk, and some of these risks are capital loss, whereby capital loss is the negative difference between the initial investment and the current worth of your investment. For example, in January 2016, Swissport shares were trading at 7,300, but currently they are trading at 1,680. This means that the capital loss of 5,610 per shares. Some investors usually buy more shares to reduce the average price of the shares and make it easy to recover their capital loss when the shares appreciate. An investor might also decide to hold shares until the price is favorable so as not to realize the capital loss. No dividend. In some cases, a company might also decide or fail to pay dividend to its investors. This might be caused by the poor performance of the company or availability of more attractive investment opportunities, which in the long run might have positive impact in the company's profitability. For example, Tanzania Oxygen Limited, since it was listed in the Islam Stock Exchange in year 1998, it has never paid dividends. Company liquidation. A company might fail to meet its obligation to debtors, hence liquidation. At a point of liquidation, shareholders are the remnant after paying up all business obligations. a company might fail. This includes failure to meet regulatory requirements to the point that the regulator, capital market, and securities authority CMSA might decide to delist it. In Tanzania, we have experienced this only once since the formation of DSE in year 1998. In 2011, Nico was delisted, but it was later delisted in year 2018. So you can see that this risk is not that much common in Tanzania. Now let's look at the performance of some of the companies listed in DSE. These are just sample performance, and you can find the rest in the when you visit us. Taking example, Tanzanian cigarette company. It was listed in year 2000 at 410. It's currently trading at 14,500. It has a capital gain of 14,090, and the investors also enjoy a dividend of 7,131. So you can find that the 400 has resulted to more than 20,000. You can now with that you can see the total benefit of investing in shares. You can also take a look into TBL, which has a capital gain of 9,450, and the investors also enjoyed the dividend of 3,620 over the years. Now, looking at TCC and TBL, you can vividly see the benefits of investing in shares, but also the risk. On the risk side, you can come and take a look at Tanzania Oxygen Limited, which was listed in year 1998, same as TBL, at 500, a price a little bit lower than TBL, and currently is trading at 660, while TBL is trading at 10,000. The investor of Tanzania Oxygen Limited have enjoyed a capital gain of only 160 shillings, while the investor of TBL, which was listed in the same year, have enjoyed a capital gain of 9,450. The investor of Tanzania Oxygen Limited have not enjoyed any dividend at all, while investors in TBL have enjoyed a dividend of 3,621. Now one can notice that the contrast between the two companies, and here is where you're going to see the benefit of a critical analysis before you decide to purchase any stock or decide to invest into shares. You can also consult a financial advisors like us and help you reduce the risk of investing in shares. So before you venture into the market and decide to invest in shares, you really need to know what's your objective, and these objectives are the ones which are going to help us advise you accordingly on how to attain them. Some might decide to invest for retirement, while others might decide to invest for children's education or own education, and others just need regular income, so we are going to advise you on stock which have high dividend payout, and others are interested in capital gain, so here we are going to advise you on stocks which have potential of increasing in price and the like. As the common saying goes, do not put all eggs in one basket. This means that you should diversify your investment portfolio across sectors so as to minimize the impact of return on your portfolio. If one sector underperforms, and it can also be offset by good performance of another sector, one can opt to diversify across banks, manufacturing, and service sector. You can also opt to diversify on equities, bonds, and other products offered by the capital market. Now maybe you're interested to participate into the capital market. You want to buy shares, so how do you go about? The only way to purchase shares is through a licensed dealer member of the Islam Stock Exchange, for example Solomon Stock Brokers. We act as an intermediary between the stock exchange and the investor. We offer advice, guidance, and assistance required. You need to come with your identity card, whether it's a voter's card, a passport, a national ID, or a driving license. Then we are going to give you a form to fill, know your client forms, which will help us know what's your occupation or what's your income generating activity, where do you get these funds we are trying to invest, and also what's your bank account and other relevant details during investment. We're going also to give you a purchase order form, which will be filling which type of stock do you want and at what price. And also if you're trying to sell your shares, then we're going to give you a sell order form, which will show us that what stocks do you want to sell at what price and where should your funds be remitted after the stocks have been sold. Settlements for shares is T+3, meaning that if you sell your shares today, then you'll be paid after 3 working days. And also if you buy your shares today, then the shares will be in your name after 3 working days. All of this is done through pre-funding. So if you want to buy shares, you first have to deposit the funds in our account before placing an order. Thank you very much for listening, and we welcome any questions and or clarifications. You can find us at PPF House, ground floor, Morogoro Road and Samora Avenue. or you can also write us through PO Box 77049 Dar es Salaam, or you can also text us through our WhatsApp number written there, and you can also visit our Instagram and Twitter pages and Facebook pages for further information, or you can also visit our website. Welcome and thank you.